Hi, everybody. Welcome to AstroTorah Podcast, the podcast where we talk about astrology and Torah. Today, I'm so excited to introduce Moon to our podcast. Moon is a gorgeous friend of mine. She is French, but also has so many different nationalities. So please, Moon, tell us like where you're from
Yes.
and all about your travels.
Hi, everyone. My name is Moon. So I'm 24 right now. I was born and raised in France, but I'm Vietnamese and Central African.
Wow, it's so incredible.
Thank
So,
you.
Moon, what's really special about your name
Yes.
is that the moon is the luminary in the sky that is very cyclical.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's full, sometimes it's new, and when it's new, it's gone. We can't see anything. And
Mm-hmm.
there's the in between stages,
Yes.
right?
Ye-
So the moon really shows us that we're not supposed to always be like like one particular way.
Mm-mm-mm.
We move, we change, we evolve, we grow, we fall, we get back up.
Exactly.
And that's your name. So how do you relate to that energy of, the movement and the cycles?
So, first of all, basically, I have two names because I have my artist name and my real name. So, my real name is Mouna, but I kept the Moon because when I was younger and I moved to like different countries, everybody was calling me Moon. And even when my name was just my real name at school, everybody was always referencing to the moon, like Luna, Muna. They were always thinking about it. So I kept Moon as an artist name. And in my career, in the way I grow as an artist, it's literally how can I say so true. I always change. I love having different styles. I love um mixing stuff, and I think I chose the right name, and people chose it for me too. So it has a really big meaning to me, and I love being different every time. Like for example, when I'm with my manager, he's like, "Yeah, you should wear it one more time." I'm like, "No, I don't want the same clothes. I don't want the same thing. I want to change every time I can." So I think it really applies to me. To like this frequency of
Frequency, yeah,
changes.
yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
And now something that's really extraordinary about your name
Mm-hmm.
is that every sign
Mm-hmm.
is ruled by a planet.
Yes.
So, for example, Capricorn, you're a Capricorn, is ruled by the planet Saturn.
Okay.
Now, the moon rules one sign in the zodiac, and that sign is Cancer.
Okay.
And your moon is in the sign of Cancer.
Oh. Really?
So it makes your moon very, very strong because she's home
Oh
in her home
wow.
sign.
Okay.
And
I
it's
love
your
that.
name,
That's crazy.
right?
Yeah.
And so, okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Cancer moon, what it
Yes.
means to have a Cancer moon, and you tell us if you relate.
Okay.
So, the moon represents the energy of the mother.
Mm.
She loves, she wants to take care of other people, she wants to create safety,
Mm-hmm.
she wants to nurture
Yeah.
through our energy. So, she's very loving.
Okay.
When your moon, which in your dans ton thème astral, in your astrology chart,
Mm.
represents your emotional needs
Mm.
and how you take care of other people and how you need to be loved and taken care of.
Yeah.
In Cancer, it's very strong. It's
Okay.
very motherly. It's very maternal. It's
Okay.
very loving. It's
Mm-hmm.
also very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So, do
Yeah.
you relate to that energy?
I do relate to that. No. So basically I always say to my friends and people around me and you, that I when I start a love or giving my love to someone, I give it 100%. There's no off. It's like so that's why um back at the time I was not, but then I learned how to choose the people really carefully because I know I give my all when I start to love someone. So it's really true. I really relate to that. That's crazy. Now I understand why
Yeah,
I'm so like, how can I say? I want to love people like 100% that much.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the moon is governed by governs the tides,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like the moon controls the oceans and the waters. So
Ooh.
she's very responsible for emotionality.
Mm-hmm.
So herself, she's very sensitive,
Yeah.
very. So she takes on other people's emotions very
Mm.
naturally, right? It's like I'm in the room with you, I'm going to feel you.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm going to feel so deeply and it means so much to me, I need to make sure, and that's something we learn with time,
Yeah.
that the people around you have to be safe people.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're not safe people, not everyone has the best intentions. Obviously, people are like working on themselves and healing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when people don't have the best intentions or they're not aware, then you will just take all of that on and you're going to feel like, hey, like, why am I feeling so down? I'm fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
And I always talk about it with my manager and friends. Like everything I do, talk, actions, I always think first the other person first. I'm like, okay, if I do that, if I say it this way, how this person's gonna feel it. So yeah, it's really important for me to not hurt anybody. And I think that's part of that important feeling of like taking care of other people. And yeah, I understand it. Like that's
Yeah.
that's crazy. I'm so happy to know that.
Yeah.
I know I was not like, how can I say? I couldn't understand why it was like that. I was kind of not worried, but I was like, oh, girl, you maybe think too much about it. Like, why you always want to have deep conversation when there is a problem? Because I really want to understand if I did something wrong or whatever. I really want to know what's in other people's minds. But now it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's not only your how you feel, but it's also your personality.
Yeah.
Because your identity, your name, right, represents also how you feel.
Yeah.
So it's the way that people relate to you and the way that you present yourself in the world, which really with a big open heart. Because in your chart, also what you have is you have the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet that expands. It's the biggest planet.
Okay.
And whatever sign it's in, it's going to make it bigger. So for you, basically in your chart, you have the planet Jupiter in the sign of Cancer,
Okay.
which means your moon feels very deeply. You're a very natural feeler, meaning for you, emotions are natural. It's not something you have to work for. It's not something that you have to wonder. It's just your natural language. And it's extra expanded because you have the planet Jupiter, which makes it even bigger and greater.
Wow. Okay.
And now this gets very, very interesting in your astrology, is that you're a Capricorn. And that's where the sun was in the time of your birth. So the sun was in the sign of Capricorn when you were born.
Okay.
And what's very cool is that Capricorn is a sign of hard work and just putting out a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And the sign that is completely opposite Capricorn, so exactly 6 months later, is Cancer.
Oh, wow.
Which means that you work on this very strong, powerful axis of Capricorn, hard work, and Cancer, deep feeler.
Yeah.
And now to add another layer, and we'll go into details, but just to add another layer, what's super cool about the way that you are made is that your sun is all the way in the bottom of your chart, close to your home, close to your heart.
Okay.
And your moon, which is really your emotionality and your sensitivity, it's all the way on top for the world to see.
Oh, wow.
Meaning your work is your sharing your love and sharing your emotionality.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want. I'm so shocked, but I'm so happy to hear that, really. Because, I don't know much about astrology, like about all the signs. Maybe I know a little bit Capricorn, some side of Scorpio, but that's all. So I was really curious about, I know we always have kind of like two signs, and I never knew it was Cancer. So I'm really happy to know that. And now I can really see it in the way I am. Because, for example, when you do music, because I do music, if you guys didn't know, people most of the time are like hurtless, depending on where you go. So when I started my music, it was super hard for me because I was doing everything with my heart. My feelings were going first, but it was not the place and the room to be like that. You kind of like need to protect yourself while being hurtless, but it was so unnatural to me. So I got really hurt starting my music when I was in Korea, and coming to New York changed it a lot. Like I had a really different vision now. Also Japan, they're really they have feelings. They take care of people. So I was really shocked. In Korea, they do, but it's really rare. It's mostly really really like money first, not the love of
heart
the
first.
art. Yeah. Not at
So
all.
like tell us a little bit about your process moving from France to Korea at 17 years old?
So, like you said, the Capricorn side of me was first because work is what lead me in life. So when I was 17, I was already thinking that I wanted to do music. So I started to work crazy. So I was going to school. It was my last year of high school. I was going to school and then before school doing babysitting. So around 5 a.m. until 7 a.m. so I could go and go to school. And then I was going to a part-time job to get the money and be able to move to Korea.
Wait, so that was already a goal of yours when you were
already
so en terminale in 12th grade?
Yes, even before. So I was younger and younger, thinking about it maybe around 12.
So and how did that dream come to you? So you grew up in the suburbs of Paris,
Yes.
in a very big family,
Yes.
multicultural.
Exactly.
And what happens? Like, do you fall in love with K-pop? Like, you fall in love with rap? Who are your idols? Like, tell us everything.
So basically, like you said, I have a really big family. So you always want to be inspired by what inspires the older. So my sister, brother, they were listening to French hip hop, American hip hop, and then Caribbean songs, and my parents, African songs. And they were like, get your thing, stop copying us, like, get your thing. And I was like, you guys took the most popular genre, like, what is left for me? And I was like, oh, my Asian side, because I'm Vietnamese, right? So I was like, okay, let me discover that. So I started to do so many research about Vietnamese hip hop, Japanese, Korean, everything that was about Asian music. And I just fell in love with it. And because nobody was thinking about it in my family, I was like, okay, that's my thing. I have to protect it and give it all. So then I had it in my mind. So, I was going to school. I had maybe 2 friends. But every time what I was doing, I was going to school for maybe it was like philosophy. I was learning Korean.
No way.
Yeah, philosophy, but I was learning Korean. I was so focused on that.
Like, how are you
So I
in
was
philosophy class learning Korean? Like, how does that work?
So I was learning Korean by myself.
Like, with a book, with your phone, with the dictionary?
So with my book and phone. So at home, I was listening to podcasts. I love podcasts. That was my first time listening to podcasts. So they do speaking Korean and then explain you how to have the good accent and stuff. And then when I was in class, I already prepared all my exercise. So I was like, oh, philosophy. I love philosophy, but I was like, okay, let me just do my exercise. And then she spotted me there. She was like, Mo, I don't like that. She took it. She took my heart with it. I was like, oh my gosh. So first time I was begging so much to get something back. Like she could take my phone, she could take whatever she wanted, but not my dream. So then I kept doing that in most of the classes I had. But still focusing. I still got my diploma. Everything was fine. And then I was like, if I get my diploma, have enough money on the side, mom and dad won't say anything. So then I just flew to Korea after I got graduated. I knew I had my diploma when I was in Korea. I was like, yes, okay. Mom's not gonna kill me. I just left directly after the exam.
You basically
Yeah. You mind holding the mic a little closer or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I step out?
Yeah, of course. On your way out, just
Close the
slide.
curtain?
No, just slide the curtain to your left. I'll close it behind you.
Okay.
It's slide all the way to the left.
Oh, I have to slide it
Yeah,
through the door?
it's a pretty heavy one. And the door's gonna be open.
Yeah.
c'est ouf son histoire. C'est incroyable.
J'aime trop. En fait, c'est rare que je la raconte, tu sais, parce
Mais
que
c'est ouf.
tu vas sur les médias, tu fais juste la musique, après tu pars.
Ouais.
Mais,
Non, mais
je suis trop
That
contente.
would be in perfect time because he had to go for a call right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Good.
I was not reading his mind. I promise. All right. Let me just.
Je suis trop passionnée. C'est ouf.
Merci.
We good? Okay, amazing. So, one second. You're in 12th grade, studying really hard because in France, the high school diploma is extremely difficult. It's not like in America.
Yeah.
You're studying really hard, and you decided a few years back, K-pop is your thing. Asian music is your thing.
Yeah.
You are using it to differentiate yourself from your siblings.
Yeah.
And then you have this passion for it. You teach yourself Korean.
Yeah, exactly.
In France, in high school.
Yeah.
And then you fly to Korea.
I fly to Korea knowing nobody there. But I was like, you know what? I will just go do audition, whatever.
Where are you going to stay? Where are you going to eat? Where are you going to sleep? Like, what's
Yeah.
your plan? Are your parents worried about you?
My parents are so worried, but I was like, the determination I had was like,
Pure Capricorn. This is a Capricorn.
yeah.
Determined. So Capricorn is like a little goat. C'est comme une petite chèvre. A little goat who's climbing up the mountain
Yeah.
and will stop at nothing.
Oh.
It just has the eyes on the prize. It knows what it wants.
So you just go get it.
And it's just like, I will not stop. And for you, it's specifically intense because not only you're a Capricorn sun, but Capricorn sun in the 4th house, meaning your work is very close to your heart.
Yeah, it is.
And your heart is on your work.
Exactly. That's crazy. It's like a perfect circle.
But it's backwards.
Wow.
So instead of like for people, they're like, my heart is at home with my best friends, with my family. And then when I go to work, I just go to work and I come home. You, when you're home, you're focusing on your work.
Exactly.
You're determined. You're excited. You put your heart in it.
Yeah.
And then when you're at work, you're like, this is my heart. This is my soul. And I want to share it with the world.
Yeah.
So like you fly to Korea and like, where are you going to stay?
So,
you have an Airbnb?
I look for stuff on internet and there's book a hotel. No, Airbnb at that time. Get some pocket money for each week. I was struggling a lot because I didn't know also like how to use my money. Because there's one thing I forgot to say. So sorry, Mom. I have to expose you just once. So I was underage, so I didn't have access to my account. So I was earning the money without knowing that my mom was taking it out, using it for anything. So one day I just got that mail saying that I had zero on my account, like maybe 1 month before going there. I started to cry like, Mom, what's that? She was like, oh, we used it for that, for this, for that. Your dad, your sister. Oh, I felt betrayed by my whole family. So my determination became even bigger, but with anger. And then I understood that, oh yeah, now I know that sometimes it's cool to be peaceful, but when you do art and whatever, when you have patience for something, it's at the worst time that you realize how strong it is to have anger for something, you know? So I was so hungry for success and going there because I felt like she was almost taking my dream out, you know? That I was like, you know what? Cool. I just like earn a bit more money, work more hard that last month, keep that money. And then she was sending me back my money, reimbursing me each week. So I was struggling a bit because I didn't know how to take care of money, you know, like spend not too much and stuff. So I went to Korea.
Did you make, one second, this is so crazy. You're so determined. You're 17 years old. You taught yourself Korean. You're working from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. until you go to high school where you study really hard.
Yeah.
And then you realize 1 month before your big trip that there is $0 in your account, €0 in your account, that your own family, the people that should, I mean, obviously she was struggling, she had to, but for you, you're like, wait, this is my life and dream. This is my sweat, blood, and tears.
Exactly.
In this money, and you're just like taking it away.
Yeah, without letting me know, you know, without asking, and then.
And you're not stopping.
Yeah, not stopping. No way.
I was like, screw this, I'm out.
It gave me even more reason to go because I was like, I don't want to stay here because you're stepping on everything I try to build, you know. So I left like that. And then that's how I realized going to Korea was one of the best decisions of my life because I understood what is the best relationship with my family because they're like, I love them so much. And I realized that distance make us love each other even more. And I was like, that's what I like. Not arguing with my mom, missing my family, missing my brother and sister. So every time I see them, it's just priceless moment, you know?
Wow.
But at that time, when I was, you know, when you're a teenager, so between 12 and 17, I hated my family. That's so bad to say, but that was the case. And that's what makes me want it to go. Because when you're in your comfort zone, you don't want to move. But I felt so bad and not where I wanted to be. So that's how I got that determination to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. Like you're climbing the mountain, the Capricorn is climbing the mountain, and then you find an obstacle.
Exactly.
And then another obstacle. You don't stop.
You don't stop.
It's
stuff. You have
crazy.
to go. Yeah.
It's crazy. So fast forward to today,
Yeah.
where you're a sensation
Mm-hmm.
and you're famous and you made it. I mean, obviously for
Still
you,
have
for,
a long way to go.
I know
but
you're still looking at the top of the mountain. You're like, wait, 1
Wait.
second. Like, I'm gonna get a Grammy. I'm gonna get all these
I
different
wanna-
things.
You will be fire.
That's so crazy. So this is Capricorn energy.
Exactly.
So do you relate to that, like mountain goat
do.
energy?
I do. Like, so many stuff happened to me, and then, I was when something bad was happening, I used to, have a really big down depression and stuff. But I'm so grateful because now I can like overcome that. Like, I can, when something bad happened, I'm like, it's for the better after. Because in my career, I started, you sign with a label, you get opportunities, they fuck it up. Like, so many things that make me feel so bad, but God bless, I was able to let some things go, even though it looked like the best opportunity for you or stuff. You just let it go. You just let things go wrong, and then better things come. So,
Wow, can you pause on that?
mhm,
I feel like so many people,
yeah,
and I feel like the overwhelming majority of people,
mhm,
something like this will happen to them, like an opportunity that looks really good and this could change their life, and it doesn't happen, it falls through, and then
They
it's
let-
over.
yeah.
They're just like, not in this lifetime. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to struggle, I'm supposed to fail. So like, you said, God bless, I was able to do that, but how are you able to do that? Like, what do you use? What kind of energy do you use inside of your heart, mind, and soul to get yourself there?
So by myself, I wouldn't say that I was able to overcome that. It's because, so I also believe in God. So that's also, I know that's sometimes too, like, things that don't go together, like
Mm-mm.
astrology and
No, not at all.
religion.
So let me pause on that so
Yes.
we can make it very clear. Basically, the Jewish perspective on astrology
Mm-hmm.
very clearly is that God puts the planets
Mm-hmm.
to be messengers
Yeah.
over us.
Mm.
So Saturn is the messenger of structure and
Yeah.
time and boundaries and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
That planet rules your Capricorn sun.
Okay.
Boundaries, discipline, hard work, perseverance, determination, right?
Mm-hmm.
The moon rules our emotions, our divine feminine energy, our softness, our receptivity. You have both.
Okay.
That very strong masculine, very strong feminine energy.
Yeah.
Mercury is the planet of communication. So basically, the planets are God's messengers.
Okay.
So Mercury is God's angel messenger to
Okay,
help us with our
good.
communication.
Yeah.
But astrology is a system that helps us understand how God is talking to us.
Ooh, good. Okay. I live with having like this idea of maybe both are not good together. So I'm so happy to know that, because I never put one on the side. I kept the both in my life, and I was like, you know what? I love both. I relate to both,
Yes.
and both I feel like they both protect me in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so happy to know that. Wait, what was your
So
question?
yeah,
again?
so you were basically saying how, okay, this is so important
Yeah.
to talk about. Like
Yeah.
people go through failures
yeah.
or painful moments and then they're like, I'm out,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
But you're 17. You're part of a big family. And we know, like, when people come from big families, like there is a hustle. Like everyone's struggling, everyone's pushing, everyone's working hard, right? Like you don't have so much attention from your parents because there's so many kids.
Yeah,
so you kind of get like pushed to the sidelines.
Yeah,
So you have to fight for air.
exactly.
And then through this all, you're in France, which is a country where high school diploma is very hard. You have to study for hours and hours and
Exactly,
hours, and the
yeah.
tests are so hard.
So hard.
Like,
so many
basically-
sentences to write. Like, Lord.
A high school diploma in France is
Yeah.
equivalent approximately to 2 years of college in America.
Whoa. I
Yes.
didn't even know that.
Yes,
I
yes.
had a mention.
You did which one?
Assez
bien?
Ouais,
Ouais, moi
hein,
aussi.
c'est bien.
Ah, on était bosseuses, hein?
De fou. T'as fait quel... which...
Moi, j'ai fait ES.
ES. Ah,
Et
je voulais
toi?
trop... I
Et toi?
did literature.
Okay, amazing
Yeah,
literature.
yeah.
Pff, wow, so hard. So through this all,
Yeah.
you move, you get signed, and then people like mess you up.
Yeah.
And so tell us about the energy when you said, well, I'm not doing this alone. And you started talking about God.
So by myself, I was, I had to do some hip hop show in Korea. I got disappointed by it. I had a label. I got disappointed by it. But that's, exactly what artists want. They want a show. They want to like have a hip hop show because I do hip hop. They want to have a label, so they have money, investment, whatever. I had all that, but this was the things that made me the most sad in my life. And the only thing I was asking to God is like, please protect me and let me know what I need to be protected in here. And it was literally the right people next to you. So I don't need 1,000 of them. I just need one or two. And one of my best person that I met was my manager this year. Last year. It was just beautiful. So basically, long story short, big opportunity happened to me last year. So in August, I get contacted by Alexander Wang. Shout out to you. He's just one of the sweetest person in the world. Alexander Wang contacted me like through a TikTok on Instagram. That's so random, so crazy. And first he's talking to me about like attending to his show in New York. So I came to New York, but I was like 10 years old. So it was like really a long time ago. And then we keep talking, and then he's like, you know what? I want you to perform at my event. Imagine like one of his most important event, fashion show, because it was about his mother and the culture, Asian culture, and stuff like that. And he really wanted to put me as a performer because I represent Africans and Asian. And I was so honored, so I talk about it to my label. But in my opinion, they didn't believe in me at that time. So they were like, "Oh no, she's just joking. It will not happen." And
Wow.
then I talk with Alexander Wang's team. We get the deal. So that money for 2, 3 songs, like that's a dream to me. I'm like, that's the biggest opportunity. I could even do that for free. I'm so honored that he thought about me, you know? And when I get the deal done, I just send it to my label. I'm like, oh, here, is it possible? Can I go? They're like, just ask for 4 tickets, like for round trip for us. I'm like, you guys don't want to negotiate it for that. You guys don't help for nothing, and then you want 4 tickets? Am I Rihanna or what? Like, I love that they have this audacity to ask, but please don't make me ask for that because I can't, and I don't think that's um useful for that.
It's
Like they're
ridiculous.
already giving us so much. I'm so grateful for what they're giving. Um, like I was pretty shocked, and then because of that, they asked for those 4 tickets, and then fucked up my whole opportunity, and then I could attend to it, but by my own, like I had to pay for everything then. But I was so happy to go there that you know what I was like, it's fine. Um, I was in a couple depression for like 2, 3 days because everything happened so fast. So I still came to New York, but by with my own money or no money about that. But I met my manager. So the fact that I didn't stop and stayed in Korea when they told me, okay, we can't do the performance anymore, it helped me to get like all these opportunities after and even meet you today. Like
Wow.
that's crazy because so I came to New York, attend to the show. So grateful, it was impressive. And then I met my manager in New York.
And was that random when you met Kevin? Like, was it kind of like you met him randomly, or you met him through people, or how was it all?
So he saw my work on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought he was living in Japan. So when I came, I didn't contact nobody. But then I posted that picture. Oh, I'm in New York, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm in New York too. I do live in New York. There's this event. Do you want to go?" And I was like, "I was going too." So we
Wow.
met there, and then we were now working together first. Just sharing life, like accomplishment,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Just talking. Oh, you do this, I do that. Nice. And then with the time, we started to see that the things that I do, because he works on in fashion, things like that. He designed that.
Oh,
That's really
gorgeous,
cool.
gorgeous jacket.
So he was
Yes.
creative director in Dev Jam. So many things that really how can I say, aligned on our both creative side, and then we started to work together. Now it's
Wow.
been maybe 2 months, and so many things happened. And I quit. I left my label. I finished my last hip hop show in Korea. Also got mistreated there. So another down, but I had the right person to tell me that it's fine, Moon. Don't think about the wrong in it. Okay, you got eliminated, whatever, but you did it still. You have your screen time. It's fine.
Yeah.
You just did it. That's
Yeah.
what you wanted to do. You did it, and now we have more to come. And that's how I didn't stay in that depression vibe too long. So I was sad for a couple days. And then I
Wow.
was like, no, it's fine. We have this, and this, and that. Like,
So
life
a
doesn't
couple
stop.
days is basically what it takes you to just like grieve,
Yeah.
be upset, be sad,
Yeah.
be down, and that's you're done.
And that's
no
all.
more than
It's
2-3
like-
days.
Yeah, no more
No
than
more.
2-3 days anymore. Because before it was a whole month, 2 months, because I was in Korea alone, no family, nobody, no friends. So for sure, it was staying in me. Oh, you know what I thought? Because I said for sure. You saw the meme about Macron.
No,
For
oui,
sure, for
j'adore.
It just made me think about it. So yeah, so because I didn't have nobody around me, so it was easy for me to get in depression when I was in Korea. But now that I'm traveling again, that I went back to France, nothing can make me sad anymore.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so incredible. So actually, in your chart,
Mhm.
you have Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion and blessings, and really, it's God blessing you.
Yeah.
It's in Cancer, the sign of your moon.
Mhm.
But this year, Jupiter was actually traveling back to that place of Cancer.
Ooh.
So and it happened in the summer,
Mhm.
where you were hit with blessings.
Yeah.
This past summer, it started a whole year for you, which is this year, 2020, from 25 to 26.
Yeah.
From summer 2025 to summer 2026, you
Mhm.
have opportunities,
That's exactly what
blessings.
happened.
So you felt it, right?
Yeah,
Jupiter in
the
Cancer.
Alexander Wang
Yes.
thing was in August. Yeah. Summertime. That's crazy.
It's so crazy. And not only that, because your Jupiter is in Cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and the current Jupiter is
Yeah.
moving through it,
Mm-hmm.
what it's doing, it's not only activating your blessings in
Yeah.
life, which for you, Jupiter is in the 10th house. So basically, the chart is divided into 12 domains, and every domain is a different part of life.
Yeah.
So for you, it's in work. So you are blessed in the area of work,
Yeah.
of meeting new people, of becoming more famous. And by the way, you still have it until the summer. You have it always because a Capricorn really make their own luck. A Capricorn just creates their fate.
Wow.
They're not a sign that waits around for
Yeah.
someone to give them a permission.
Exactly.
Do you feel that?
Yes, I do. I do. Because, I decided, I thought it was, when I was younger, I thought it was the easiest way to do music was to go somewhere. Nobody looks like you. Nobody is like you. So you don't have that much, I would say, like, comment je peux dire des concurrents?
La compétition.
You don't have that much competition. But going to Korea, it was literally being an alien there because the difference is sometimes is not what they want. They want you to fit in everything that they have. So I was way too different maybe for Korea. And I understood that it was the hardest way I chose, but I didn't know before is when I experienced it. And when I was there, I was like, okay, wait. It's not that easy at all. First, music is not easy, but on top of that, somewhere where you have no one. So, because music is also all about like relationship contacts. You need to know those people. Blah. I knew no one. I had to build everything. And I was different. Not even Korean. I'm Vietnamese. So nothing was for me. I had to break those doors. And in Korean, to say door, it's moon.
No.
I swear.
No.
Moon.
So you went through the moons.
To the moons, yeah.
And we're talking today,
Yeah.
the day after the lunar eclipse, the blood moon lunar eclipse that happened yesterday, which is red. And you're wearing red today.
Wearing red today. And last year until like two weeks ago, it was the year of the snake in the lunar calendar in 2001. So that was my year.
Wow.
Last year. And I don't know it happened how many times, but I guess 12 times.
Every 12 years.
Every 12
years.
So it was my year last year. So we said that the snake changed the skin.
Yes.
So I reborn. I felt really like I reborn. And that's also one of the biggest inspiration for my my new songs and album and whatever I'm creating project. I feel like I'm so not the same Moon I was before. And I'm so
Wow.
happy because I finally found who I want to be, what I want to be, and what I want to share, but like deeply. Before it was just an idea. Now it's like I'm committed to it. So I'm so happy. So many changes. I left my label. Now I'm independent. I what else? I was in Korea. I went back to France. Everything was changes,
Wow.
and I was even in my music. I was rapping like 80% Korean. Now I changed to like 20% and 80% in English. Everything switched.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's so crazy. So you shed your skin.
Yeah.
So the Jupiter cycle, Jupiter takes 12 years to go back. So you had that blessing, the Jupiter blessing,
Yeah.
as you had your year of the snake,
Exactly.
which is the very strong sign, but the
Yeah.
sign that also knows that to be very strong, you have to transform,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Exactly.
And what's very cool about the moon is it always takes me by surprise how, when we see the moon,
Yeah.
when she's full, it's like, oh my gosh, here she is.
Yeah.
She's magical. But at the same time, it's the same moon as last month. It's the same
Yeah,
one.
that's the same.
But it doesn't, right? And we all have the same
perspective is
one.
different. Yeah.
I know.
Everything.
That's so crazy. So it's the same but different. So
Yeah.
the essence is the same. And what's changing is the flavor, the tone, the energy. So now that you're moving back to France, first of all, what's so funny, what you said, you were like, before it was an idea and now it's real.
Mhm.
Can you imagine how Capricornian it is to say that moving out of your homeland at 17 by yourself with no money,
Yeah.
like, like living week to week, doing babysitting, all kinds of jobs, wanting to be in the music industry,
Yeah.
looking different, not really speaking the language well, and making it the way that you have, and that was just on an idea.
Yeah, just an idea.
Can you imagine what's gonna happen now that it's
Just
true?
to try. I just wanted to try, Not really. And then, every time I was talking about my project, couldn't like give some sparkles in people's eyes, but the people working with me was like, "Are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, yes. I'm stubborn, and sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's super good because you stay in the same lane. But now I want to expand it in a different way. My eye and vision about it really changed. So I'm really happy for that because I was really, really focused about Korea, doing my thing in Korea with Koreans and stuff. But sometimes if that road seems to be blocked, there's so many roads. And I don't know how we say that in English, but
Dis-le en
tous les
français.
chemins mènent à Rome.
All roads lead to Rome.
Yeah. All how you
All
say?
roads, every
All-
road leads to Rome, I think.
Every road leads to Rome. So no matter which road I take, the goal will still be the same. So
Wow, that's so incredible. So now, question.
yes.
You decided this year to return back to France. So you have accomplished the dream of going to Korea,
Mhm.
becoming someone in Korea,
Yeah.
really like becoming someone working with Korean artists
Mhm.
and all by yourself.
All by myself.
How is that even possible? Like for some people, like leaving their house feels difficult. And you went not to any country. You went to a country
Yeah.
where they have a very strong work ethics and
Yeah.
they're also very famous for the K-pop. So
Exactly.
it's not just like, oh, I'm going to do something easy there. You're going to do something that
Yeah.
was already very competitive.
Exactly. And also the Korean hip hop is not that was not popping anymore. It was popping when I loved it, when I started to like it, but I was 12 years old. And then when I came, the essence of it already kind of like disappeared and hip hop's going down in Korea. So my wish was to, add my touch so it can feel like new,
Mm-hmm.
And born in December 12, so that's 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that famous show, hip hop show that you want to do when you go to Korea, that every rappers had to do before becoming famous, it's called Show Me the Money. And this was the 12th edition. And I finally did it because that was my dream when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And I saw those 12, and you told me that the Saturn, it takes a 12. It has
12,
to go to
the
12.
Jupiter return is 12 years.
Jupiter, sorry. So 12, 12, 12, like so many 12. Anyway, I did Show Me the Money 12. It happened what was supposed to happen, And yeah, I finally did it. I'm not sure. I don't think I will do it again though. But yeah, I felt like this was the best closure for me in terms of like living day to day, 24 hours, 7 days a week in Korea. I will always go back because that's still like my country, linked to my heart and where I was based and still based when like all my image and the music video, I still do it there. That's always the people I want to work with, still, and share Korean culture to the world. Um, but s- not focus that much like I used to. Knowing that sometimes the best ways are not the direct way. You can go
Wow, love that.
different way.
Love that. So basically, the Capricorn
Mm-hmm.
goes up to the mountain, right? But the smart Capricorn is not stubborn necessarily in terms of this is the way I'm going to get to the top.
Yeah,
Like a Capricorn knows sometimes to get to the top, I need to take a detour
exactly.
because sometimes the detour is going to get me there so much faster.
Exactly.
But as
Mhm.
long as, like you said, you stay on your mountain, like you stay in your lane.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's something that you did day in and day out. You stayed in your lane and you
Mhm.
didn't let anyone, your parents worry, your friends thinking you were crazy.
Yeah,
All of those stories, you didn't let anything derail you. You just kept going.
exactly. And when you say that, it reminds me that the also one of the reason why I came back to France is also because I understood that when I'm in Korea, because I don't have my loved one around me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, even though it's good or bad, the bad is even more bad. I hate that. So I was like, I think it's also important for me to be surrounded by the people that love me unconditionally and that I love also unconditionally because I don't have much people like that. So my family first, and then my best friend, and so I can still travel around the world without worrying too much. Because also when you independent artist, it changed everything. Even like sign artists, they can't really be uh like happy financially when they start. So you have parents home, then I feel safe there. If I don't feel good, there'll always be my nephew or my sister be like, "Hey," and then you just forget about like being sad. You don't have time to be sad.
So
So
did you move back at home?
yeah, I moved back at my parents' home. Yeah.
And how does that feel? So do you feel like you had enough distance now that they treat you like an adult now and they respect
Yeah,
you?
they do,
And
but at the same time, I'm like, I remember why I left though, because I left, I don't have a space anymore. So, for example, what I like is that I went back in January, stay a whole month, but then I had to leave to go all around the world. So I went back to Japan, Korea. I did LA, went to New York now,
wow.
and then before I came back to New York, I had 5 days in France. So between Asia and US, 5 days to take back some love and then keep it in my bag and then go back somewhere. So I love that. I love that feeling. Close with my mom. We text every day. That's what I imagine for like a happy life to me. So when I have this great balance, I'm good. Like you said, I need both love and work. But you see me being on the work 23 hours though in a day. And then I have still 1 hour to keep the contact with the loved one.
So the moon in Cancer,
Yeah.
because the Cancer is the mother,
Mm-hmm.
it's that energy of wanting your family very close to you,
Mm-hmm.
loving them very much, and needing home. So the fact that like you are able to leave your home
Mm-hmm.
for work, for your passion, for your dream,
Yeah.
even though what's very natural to you is actually to be home with your loved ones, really shows your dedication and your devotion
Yeah.
to your craft, to your artistry,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like there was this soul gift that you had to share with the world.
Yeah.
And your moon, which is how you feel and what you need and how you love, is in your domain of work, meaning you share from the depth of your heart.
Yeah.
So someone like you really needs to be grounded at home,
Yeah, you're right.
to have like a safe space.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were able to get out of France and become somebody alone, that now can establish new foundation for you to be the
Exactly.
artist who you're meant to become, which is really on top of the world. Like when your moon is on top of your chart, it shows that your artistry is going to nurture the world. And it's for everyone to know and see.
Yeah.
It's public. So this is also very sensitive because with this placement, it shows that your vulnerability is public.
Yeah.
People are going to notice how you feel and they're going to ask you questions. It's going to be like, it's none of your business, you know, like it's going to feel like too much, but it's also part of it.
Yeah.
So like, do you feel like you share that in your music, your vulnerability, your emotions, or how does it go in terms of like what you actually talk about in your songs?
So in my songs, I don't talk about that in that way. So my songs are mostly about my distance with the love, but not the love to my family, the love with a man most of the time. Because that's the thing I felt like the most, how can I say? Like, relate? The thing I relate the most about my astrological sign is that we put work first. That's why 24 years now, I still never had a boyfriend.
No.
Yeah, never had a boyfriend.
Wait, you've been single your whole life?
Whole life.
No.
Yes, whole life.
And have you met people?
So I met guys and then I always felt like, does he worth it? Should I like, how can I say? Should I put my work on the side? No, never. No man never make me feel like that. And I understood that. Yeah, he's just a side, like a side quest. I can do that, but it will never be my main thing. So, and also I was traveling so much. So, like I said, if I love for 100%. So the person I will commit with, I want to marry with that person. But I never felt that for the moment. So I was always like, okay, if I choose one, it's until the end because I will give it all. So that's why I'm kind of like worried. So I want to find someone who loves me for Mouna, not just the Moon who does the music and stuff. But I haven't found that person yet.
And with all your different cultures, so African, Vietnamese, French, Korean, and also international, you know, the energy of like being really well traveled and knowing people from so many different cultures. Like, what do you gravitate towards most in terms of a man? What you
French.
know, like French guy?
So French when it comes to men, because I love deep conversation. I love talking about stuff. I love being understood by someone and understand that person. So in French is like the easiest way, and but it's in my way. I would say like in my opinion, but maybe a man who has more like an American culture, who's like also provide and really like manly man, like you know,
Masculine man.
Yeah. Who you feel really secure with that person is more like a American side. So I think I could match with a French guy if he has an American mindset.
American values.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Or very masculine, strong values.
Yeah.
Which sometimes also African, like very masculine.
Oh, yeah, also.
Very big provider, strong.
Yeah.
Traditional. And that's another thing with Capricorn. Capricorn is a very traditional sign. So it likes tradition. It likes things the way they were done. It likes order and discipline and boundaries.
And that's the thing, like, just for my African man, I'm not sure about the loyalty, though. That's my stress about it, because I'm super loyal.
Yeah.
So that's something that stresses me a little bit. And I can be like, but it's for any type of man, though. But them first. Them first.
Yeah, because like very often in the culture, like it's okay to have multiple wives. It's okay to have multiple girlfriends. So it's like, I don't see what's wrong with it. I was raised with that idea. So for me, it's my tradition to love many women. And I don't want to limit my love because I have so much of it, right? So for them, in a way, it can make sense.
Yes.
But Cancer Moon is because Cancer is a sign of the mother who loves unconditionally her children and who needs home. It's the most loyal sign.
Oh.
So when you love someone, it's going to be that one person.
Exactly.
Like you have no interest in like, you know, a Cancer, even a man, typically a man with a Cancer sun or moon, will not have any interest in having flings, one night stands, not interested. Not interested. You know, like people want to portray all guys the same, but like some guys are like, I don't want to waste my energy here
Exactly.
because it means something to them.
And it's you share energy when you have like,
Yeah.
I would say, intimate whatever with other people, or even you spend time trying. Like, you know, when I see one thing, I'm like, I can't like this side of somebody. I'm not losing my time more. Like the way I get rid of men so quick is crazy.
That's another side of Capricorn of
Yeah.
Cancer, because Cancer is basically the crab,
Yeah.
right? So it has a shell,
Okay.
and inside of the shell is raw flesh. There's no skin, so
Okay.
it's either everything. So I'm going to love deeply. I'm going to view everything, or shell, hard like a rock.
Exactly.
I'm out. Goodbye. No feelings. Done. No emotions. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'm protecting my really raw, really pure,
Exactly.
really beautiful emotions. And I'm saving them for who is going to appreciate them.
Exactly.
So in a way, Cancer could also be a little cold and cruel.
Exactly.
Because they're like, don't talk to me.
That's one of the last thing a guy told me, like, that's so harsh. Like, why are you going like that? I'm like, why not? Literally, why would I stay though? Like, you're not ready to come in. Like, I'm not looking for that. I know I won't like change my perspective on love for someone who cannot be loyal. So I was like, it's better for you. I don't want to make you lose time, and I don't want to lose my time either. So bye. You too are. Yeah. Well,
No, you have boundaries.
exactly.
And you also have values and you have clarity on your values, right? And that's something that a Capricorn, if he wants to build an empire, which what every Capricorn really wants to do. Like, I'm going to build my empire. I'm going to climb my mountain. You need to know the rules.
Exactly.
Like, on my mountain, this is how we behave. This is how we don't behave.
Yeah.
And if you don't behave, then just go on another mountain. Like, but don't waste my time, my money, or my energy.
Exactly.
Which is why a Capricorn man could be sometimes a great lover. Obviously, you have to look at the moon, you have to look at the rising, you have to look at Venus. But a Capricorn energy in a man does not want to waste their time on flings or on side girls. So they will commit, and then their time means something to them. It's like an investment.
Yeah.
If I spend time with you, I'm investing that hour. Because time is money.
Yeah.
Especially for a Capricorn.
Yeah.
So for them, that's why the Capricorn and Cancer complete each other. Cancer is soft and loving and feminine, and Capricorn is boundaried, strong, providing, traditional.
So do I need a Cancer man?
Well, we love both energies very much. Like, Cancer is going to be the husband who is so loyal. Like, you're his everything. You're his home. Like, you're his home. Like, you're not a person. You're home to them. And they could be anywhere in the world. They could be with all the girls in the world. You're home. So they just want to come home.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, we actually had, before you on the podcast, we had Matisia, who's a singer, and he's a Cancer.
Okay.
And for him, like, he spoke about the fact that he can be on tour anywhere in the world. His wife is his home. So, and his children and his dogs, like, all he cares about is like having that space.
Exactly.
And when he has that, that's how he can sing better and perform better, because he has that root, that foundation.
I love that.
So Cancer men are amazing. Cancer is feminine because it's water. So you definitely want to have the masculine also.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure there's a good balance of fire signs, air signs, and water.
Yeah.
So you have you want a man that's feminine because they're soft, they can listen, they have time for you, they want to hear your thoughts, they want to make you food.
Yeah.
Taurus men also, Taurus is very grounded. Like, I want to be home, I want to make a beautiful home.
Yeah.
For Taurus, it's more like the actual physical aspect of the food. It looks beautiful, it smells nice. Taurus men love cozy spaces, and they love to like shower their wives with love and physical touch. That's very Taurus.
Okay.
Very good. And then Capricorn men will provide, will work hard, will hustle for their family. You know, it's a typical energy of a man who goes out to hunt, to bring you food.
Okay.
Because he wants to provide. So those types of energies are very positive in people. Obviously, there is a lot more. There's a lot more layers in astrology, but those energies are very, very good.
Nice. Really nice to know. Because now that I'm kind of like settled down in France again, now I can think about maybe having someone. But looking at my schedule, maybe it's too hard to, but let's see.
No, okay, so basically what you're going to do now that you're back home, a whole part of you is going to open up again, which is the way that you used to hustle in Korea and the traveling and stuff, now this part is calming down.
Yeah.
So this is going to open up a channel for someone to walk into your life. So this is not you like making time to meet someone. This is the person who's going to walk into your life. You're going to manifest them from your energy because you are grounded and you're home and maybe you're ready. And having Jupiter on your Jupiter, so your Jupiter return, which is this year, opens up the energies of the mother. So mothering, like maybe becoming a mother, maybe having your own space, maybe loving someone in that way. Like that is all happening for you. And because your Jupiter, it sits exactly across your sun.
Wow.
So when Jupiter was activated with the current Jupiter hitting it, it also activated your sun, which is your light, your power, your work, your energy. So that year is a very good year for you. Like until September, you're going to have a lot of blessings and maybe meet that person. Who knows?
Oh, who knows?
A French guy with American mindset.
Oh my God.
And very tall.
Oh, yeah.
And very handsome. Who's a celebrity crush of yours?
Celebrity crush. Wow. I have a bunch of them.
Give us a few.
Kurt Cobain.
Ooh, really?
I love Kurt Cobain. So charismatic. Well, the drugs and stuff, not my type, but I love that commitment he had to his passion and music. I love that. Long hair. I love long hair. Zayn Malik, so handsome. I think he's super handsome. And do I have another one? Lucky Blue Smith. Don't ask me why. He looks so special.
I love that. I love
so
that.
Different.
Okay, I love those different, very eclectic choices.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
And who else? I know I have one I'm not thinking about, but I'll be like, I should have said this name. Celebrity crush.
Well, so far, so fun and eclectic. I love that. I was not expecting any of this.
Yeah, any of them?
I love that.
Yeah, I think,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're an extraordinary Capricorn with an extraordinary Cancer moon in the 10th house. You're also a Virgo rising. So your ascendant is Virgo, so ascendant Vierge.
Okay.
Which means that your entire energy is about wanting to serve, wanting to help, wanting to love, wanting to take care of other people.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing in the world. Like, so through your artistry and through your music and your craft and your passion, you are really helping humanity. You're helping other people. That's what you want to do. You just really want to serve and love.
Yeah.
But also the shadow side of Virgo rising could be very perfectionistic.
Oh, yeah. So bad. Sometimes. No, I love it, but sometimes I know I can seem like a bit hard to work with because I know what I want. Like, for example, my next music video coming out called Fresh Girl Stand Up. So that's also really related to me because I used to have really bad standards. I didn't know what love was. I thought love was what I saw in the movies. Like, it's just you fell in love with a guy and then that's love. No, there's so many things you need to have for a relationship to be a good relationship and be healthy. So now I understood my worth. I understood also how to have a better communication with guys and whatever. So I was like, I did this song called Fresh Girl Stand Up because I remember like I used to meet that guy. And my girl was like, girl, that's Beauty and the Beast. What are you doing in this thing? Like, I was like, oh, girl, wait up. Not only about, not the
physical
outside, but it was about the behavior of the person. Like, everybody was like, that's not you. Like, you're so not like that. And then I realized, I was like, yeah, you're right. So then I started thinking twice. And that's why I say, like, I'm not in this Beauty and the Beast mindset anymore. I want someone that even without me, people are like, yeah, that's Moon's man because he has the values she shares. They share the same values. They how can I say it? Like perfect match, kind of.
Yeah,
won't be perfect.
We complete
but
each
like,
other.
Good. Yeah, we complete each other. So yeah, I did this music video, had to direct it and stuff, and they had to edit the music video, and there was a scenario for the music video. So it goes like this, like this, like that. the girls realize they should have higher standards because it's not something to me. It's not something easy to like give your body or give your time and love. So you need to be really careful to who you give it to. So I wrote the lyrics, did the song, did the music video, and then when I received the final edit, I was like, no, okay, send me all the shot. I'm gonna do it by myself. It's fine. And then I got the shot, did it by myself, send it back.
Wait, 1 second. You edited the music video?
I edited the music
How?
video.
Like technically, how did you do that? Did you have the software? Did you have the computer space? Like,
so I didn't have the computer. I didn't have the time. I did nothing. So I said I came back to France 5 days. I thought it would be resting day. No rest. Work, 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 work. And I was like, you know what? At this point, it's fine. So they sent me all the shots. I had to rewatch all the shots. So maybe 2 hours of videos. And then choose in the shot what I like. And then redo it by myself. So I stayed up 22 hours to do that. No sleep.
Capricorn dedication, Capricorn devotion, Capricorn hustle.
Devotion, really.
Wow.
So I did the edit, send it to them, and they were like, that's too hard. Okay, so what do you want? We want it second by second with the reference of the shot. And it was 2 days ago. So her deadline was on the 3rd. So on the 3rd, she tells me we did only comment je peux dire le quart?
A quarter.
We only did quarter of the music video on the deadline date. And then I had On the Radar. Do you know On the Radar? That's a hip hop performance show.
Okay.
That you do is like one of the biggest in US.
Wow.
So
bravo.
Blessed. I did it finally. That was my dream.
Wow.
So I had to do that at 10 a.m. and I received that text at 4 a.m. So I was like, girl, okay. I took 2 more hours. Look for it, second by second. Boom. That's the shot 1. That's the shot at 0.2 second. Send it back to them. And I'm still waiting for the final version. But in my heart, I was like, guys, like, I could finish it in 22 hours, then finish it in 2 hours. What takes you 3 to 4 days?
Wow.
That's crazy to me. But
shocking.
Patience is also part of the process. But yeah, to them, me doing it all was the hardest thing. I'm like, how come? Like somebody did it all for you. How can it be the hardest thing for you? That's so weird. But they said that was the first time we had to deal with an artist doing the music video by themselves. I was like, well, first, and I hope not the last, because you need to listen to the artist to give them what they want, though.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I already had my idea. Just send it to them. Did all the work they didn't want it to do, because in my opinion, it's because they didn't want it to do. Because if you want, you can, but they didn't want it to do it, so they pushed me to the ends. So I had to do it. So I was like, okay, well. So I arrived to On the Radar with only 2 hours of sleep.
Wow. And how did you do? How did you perform? Did you feel good about your performance?
I felt so happy.
Wow.
Because I had a peace of mind of, okay, I sent everything. I'm going to get my music video like I want it.
Wow.
I'm here, no sleep. It's fine. All red moon day. Bravo. On the 3rd.
3-3 moon.
Exactly.
The red moon for moon.
All red. Got the red veil.
No.
The red chipao dress. And aozai, made it to aozai. So you cut the side. So it becomes like a Vietnamese traditional dress.
Wow.
So I represent my country. I represent for the first time, because there's not much Korean artists, not much French artists, and not much Blasian artists who went on the radar. But that's the top one. Yeah, top one hip hop media when it comes to performance.
C'était hier?
Yeah, c'était le 3.
So yesterday on March 3rd, so 0303, which is Pisces season, and Pisces season is all about the end of the cycle, right? Pisces is the last sign, Aries is the first sign.
Yeah.
So Pisces is the sign of the veil, lifting and seeing the truth.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And you are wearing a red veil.
I have to show you that, guys.
So do you understand? Like, you wearing a red veil, it's literally the blood moon lunar eclipse.
Exactly.
During
like,
Pisces
look
season.
at this.
It's crazy.
Look at that, guys. Oh, the focus maybe. Yeah, look. Look at my outfit. Let me. So,
So
that's
it's a red veil during
Look.
Pisces season,
when I'm taking it.
and you're lifting the
Yeah,
veil.
lifting it up. That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, and another layer, which is so crazy.
Mhm.
Pisces is artistry.
Yeah.
It's like the ocean, swimming with God, swimming with the divine, connecting to the soul. And right now, Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces.
Okay.
It's in the sign of Aries, which is the sign of fire and blood.
Okay. That's
So Pisces
crazy.
is the veil,
Uh-huh.
but Neptune is the planet that rules Pisces, and it's in the red sign of
Yeah.
Aries.
That's crazy.
So we have a red veil.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
your
red
moon.
veil. And the red moon was the fourth or the third?
C'était le 3-3,
The
c'était hier.
third. So
Third of the third.
crazy.
Yeah.
Everything at the same time.
And you're wearing red. And
Yeah.
even like the fact that like we know each other from France, but that we can meet
even
today in New
that.
York because you're randomly here. So randomly worked out.
That's
That it worked out that it's the day
crazy.
after the lunar eclipse,
Yeah.
blood moon.
Wow.
And you're wearing a red veil.
I swear to God.
When Neptune, the planet that rules Pisces, is in Aries. So it's all the themes of lifting the veil, but also like fighting for what you want, fighting for what you need, and just initiating your dream.
Exactly.
Like creating the new dream is the energy of this red veil.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm going to fight for my dream, but this time it's going to be my dream, not my family's dream, not my community's dream, not, the hip hop community's dream, not the Korean community dream. It's my dream. So it's a little bit like selfish and self-centered in a good way, which is something that you need to do more because with the moon in Cancer and Virgo rising, you care very much about other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're learning.
Doing that for people who don't have representation, because basically when I was younger, in my family couldn't have any representation because I was in the middle. So the older than me was a guy. Was my brother.
Your brother.
And younger than me was way too young. My sister was like 8 years apart. So I was like always the leftover. Like, oh, well, everybody had their like siblings who they were close to.
Well,
but I was the only one in the middle.
Wow.
And so I had to go and find something that makes me happy and makes me feel that I'm alive. So that's my music, that's my work, that's everything, and where I can add my value. And it's really important to me because I know that a lot of people feel like that. And in Asia, there's a bunch of mixed kids. There's a bunch of people who don't feel any representation. In Africa, most of our artists are well known in Africa, but not worldwide. So I really wanted to change that. And also, even as French artists, it's so rare when you go like worldwide. So that's a bunch of culture and nationalities and countries that I want to make feel like make proud.
Yeah, you want them to. You want to make them feel seen.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can be like, oh, there could be a little Blasian girl that likes hip hop that looks at you and she's like, I could do that. It's possible.
Yeah,
like you're expanding your mind.
Exactly. And even like non-American artists, it's also like super beautiful to see that because that's such a big scene. And because we're not from here, sometimes it can seem more hard, but that's something I'm so grateful about America. They have such a open heart, open mind, and they love what is new. They love what is different. And I love the fact that I choose that way that make me feel so miserable when I was in Korea sometimes that I could appreciate the love of people here too. Because I got love though. I got love in Korea. It's not the problem. It's just about the work side. It was not the same appreciation. There they focus about your followers, your number, or your thing. But I was like, I do have more followers than most of the rappers there. But I was like, is that what counts? I'm not doing it for the fame. I'm doing it for the art, the culture. I want to push that Korean hip hop on the top with all Koreans, all Asian people. Let's mix with even like Thailand people, with Vietnamese. That's hip hop. The way you share the stuff and create something with nothing. But no, there you have to get expensive music video. You have to get you have to have.
You also have to look amazing, right? The look. You always have to look amazing.
You have to look amazing. You have to, but if you're too different, but
Mm.
if I'm here and I do the same hip hop as every hip hop artist there, like, what's the point? You know, if I do the same featuring with the same artist, what's the point? Don't you guys want some like new spices? That was kind of like my feeling in there. So when I did that show, um, so weird. I killed the show. Like I had to rap 4 times, and then I was rapping in Korean. So I was the only artist in the foreign artist
Mm-hmm.
coming to the show who was embracing for truly the Korean culture.
Wow.
So I thought it would be such a good thing
Yeah.
for them. But it happened to be like when the show came out, they cut every part I rap in Korean, made it seems like I rap only in English, mixed the sentences in the wrong order. I was like, that's sabotage. Like, why are you guys doing that? You know? And that was a major show and my dream show since I was 12, because that's how I discovered all those rappers. So I was like, this disappointment is so bad that
So
you guys won't see
crazy.
me again there, because that was so evil, and it's well known. Like this show is well known to be like to have
Dark,
really evil
difficult.
editing, but this editing shocked me the most because how come I'm the only artist rapping in Korean for the foreign artist part, and you cut it,
That's horrible.
showing as if I was not
Trying
in
to
there for 6
contribute.
years learning
Yeah.
that language by myself, trying to embrace and also push and then share Korean culture. That's crazy to me. So
And
this,
yet you didn't let this bring you down.
no, I cried for 2 days, and then my manager called me. Like, Moon, pull up to Vegas. I was like, okay, let's go. So yeah, no time for sadness because you gotta keep moving, and I understood that finally. You have to keep moving.
You have to keep climbing the mountain.
Yes. Always, always,
Wow.
always, always. And I'm
Wow.
so grateful he was there to push me on that lane. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, like I said, for example, that's also something that I think is really important for people who also want to, you know, whatever job you do, but especially artists, like that's something that leads me and help me to achieve my goals. Is like this sentence so easy: no sex at job. You don't mix the love, intimate love with the job. Like every people I work with, there's no such a thing. We keep it so respectful. We never cross the lines, have really strong boundaries. That's how you can build real relationship with the people. Because when it's based on something else, it will go wrong. Because what happened with your family, with your friends, because you have the feelings of something else than work and even friendship, you argue with those people, you do this with those people. But when this person is doing your project, when this person is investing in your project, when this person is helping you for your music or whatever, and you argue with them, everything stop, you know, and then you lose so many things. So I always thought that it was not a right thing to mix love, love, like kisses and whatever, and work, but you can mix um care, appreciation, and work, but not that type of love.
Love that.
To me, there are some exceptions, but so many examples of a really wrong um, thing that happened after that. I remember it's one artist like super famous. I'm not sure if it's Rita Ora. Rita Ora.
What? What?
She was with one of those producer. They were having a love relationship, but at the same time working together. When they broke up, he said, "I'm not sending you your album, girl." And then
Ooh.
her album got canceled and delayed like that. That thing traumatized me so bad. I was like, okay, no way.
Never.
There's no way I mix that. So that's also really important, having a really healthy relationship with your managers. My manager is a male, so that's really important. He's so respectful, so caring, but it's never in that way. And I'm so grateful that I could that God bring me somebody who's so well intentioned about me, and it's like vice versa. And the people I work with too.
Amazing.
Always being respectful,
Very boundaried. So the boundaries are very clear.
Yes. Because when there's boundaries, there's no space to, going too far in anything. Because it's when you, sometimes I feel like too, when you went too intimate or when people feel like you're too friends, they feel so comfortable that they can disrespect you, talk to you like this, do that. And that's not something that goes well with the work. But I would say the best feeling or the best type of relationship that can match with work is friendship. But even that,
right?
Even that
it's like,
sometimes, you don't build a business with your friends because there is this
Exactly.
friendship that can make you think that you're allowed to, like, I'm gonna do it, that I will do that later. I'll do that. But when you see that same friend working with people they're not close with, they're doing the work perfectly. They respect the deadlines. And this is so important, especially when you do music and you have so many deadlines. You have that time, oh, we have to post that time, do this, do that. Having delays is never something you want.
Not for a Capricorn.
Not for Capricorn. Yeah. But it takes time, and I was really impatient when I was younger. But everything that happened to me, I don't regret nothing. Like, even when I left my label, it was one of the best decisions of my life. But being with a label taught me so much things, like how restricted I could be and how I hate that.
Yeah, you
I was
have to
like,
be
I can
free.
be independent though. I can do it by myself. Why was I feeling that I couldn't? But I had to start with them to understand that.
Yeah.
So
It's
that
a
was
process.
nice. Yeah, that I was able to have my project found by them when I was in Korea, and I had to take care of paying your rent and stuff because I would have not be able to pay a music video at the same time too, So that was a perfect timing. And then I left the label, went back to my family's house, and now I can invest money in my music by myself. But I'm independent, so that's totally fine.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
So the Capricorn is a cardinal sign. A cardinal sign, like Cancer, is a sign that starts a season.
Okay.
So Capricorn starts winter and Cancer starts summer.
Yeah.
So those are energies that are very independent, very enterprising.
Oh.
Like, I need to be doing my own thing. I'm the leader of the pack. So yes, you had to learn from the label, and because you're so smart and intelligent, you were able to learn whatever you could from the experience, but at the same time, it's not for you.
Yeah.
You're an independent being, very
Exactly.
strongly. So this is pure Capricorn energy and Cancer energy as well. So you have both,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Wow. Thank you so much. Learned so many things
So
today.
great.
I'm
So
happy.
tell us where people can find you and what is the newest thing that you are advertising for. Are you doing shows? Are you doing the music video? Like, tell us about what's coming up.
So you guys can find me everywhere, like TikTok, it's Moon TBRL, Instagram Moon Privates, and YouTube channel is Moon or Moon TBRL too. So basically now I'm preparing a Fresh Girl stand up. So I hope she will send me my music video today because it's like, girl, deadline, please. And I'm so excited for you guys to discover it. So now you know that I did
Can't
the
wait.
editing, so it will have a different dimension, and I'm so happy. And this music video represents the red moon in me that changed, that new skin that I have now, that skin that knows what it worth, and that he's really close to people who love them unconditionally, and that they can love also unconditionally because they love so much that they have to have high standards when it comes to people around them. So I only give my time to worthy worth
People that are worthwhile.
yeah. Not rich people, no. People that are worth a lot to me, or to, like, that is a vice versa type of feeling and energy, and people who care about my well-being and that I care about too. So yeah, make sure that you're surrounded by people who really care about you, and that you stay humble always. That's so important to me because I met so many, like, famous people and people with power in life and whatever, and those were the sweetest people in the world. Not only
Humble.
yes, so humble, and then I was like, yeah, that's exactly the type of person I want to become, because I met, like, underground rappers acting like they were I don't know who, like, looking at you like down and treating you like nothing. But no matter, like, how many followers, how many money, how many clout people have. Sorry, you need to treat every people like human, even they act bad to you. Act good, but know that you don't want them around you. That's all.
Yes.
Yeah. Take care and watch Fresh Girl Stand Up and stream it, please. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
I
Thank
love
you,
this
Moon,
session.
so much
Like I
for
learned
coming to the
so
episode.
much.
It's amazing.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy you came. Guys, make sure to follow Moon on every platform and watch Fresh Girl Stand Up. Now we know that she edited the video herself like a true Capricorn. And stay tuned for more stories of incredibly inspiring artists like Moon. And see you in the next episode.
Bye.